Introduction. Welcome back to Power Play, where we channel the razor-sharp genius of Niccolò Machiavelli to dominate the game of leadership. We've been tearing through The Prince in parts 1 to 4, mastering how to grab power, wield fear like a blade, outfox betrayal, lock down new turf, and dazzle with reputation. But Machiavelli's 1513 playbook is a bottomless well of cunning, and part 5 is where we seal the deal with a megadose of his boldest strategies. Today, we're diving deep into shutting down flatterers, ruling different domains, staying fiercely independent, curbing envy, planning for eternity, breaking promises strategically, and sparking awe that cements your legend. This is the ultimate guide to ruling like a prince who lasts. Buckle up for a wild, spicy ride. Smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your slickest power move. Let's finish this masterclass with a bang. Section 1. Crush flattery before it crushes you. Machiavelli starts with a fiery warning. Flattery is a poison that can kill a prince's judgment. Sycophants whispering sweet nothings make you blind to reality, and a blind ruler is a dead ruler. He tells of princes who fell because they bought into their own hype, surrounded by bootlickers who hid the truth. His antidote: build a circle of advisors who'll slap you with hard truths, but only behind closed doors to save face. He praises the Duke of Milan, who picked a handful of blunt counselors and demanded honesty while keeping public flattery for show. But here's the kicker: test your team. Ask tough questions, watch their reactions, and sniff out who's just nodding to please. Today, it's like a CEO hiring a contrarian strategist who'll call out a dumb move, or a politician keeping a skeptical aide to ground them. Flattery feels good, but it's a trap. Stay sharp, demand raw truth, and keep your crown clear-headed. Section 2. Rule every domain like a pro. Machiavelli's got a spicy insight. Not all power bases are created equal. In The Prince, he breaks down principalities, hereditary, new, or mixed, and says each demands a custom playbook. Hereditary rulers, like old-school monarchs, lean on tradition but must avoid shaking things up too much, or they risk alienating loyalists. New princes, like Cesare Borgia, face a tougher climb, needing bold, ruthless moves to win over skeptical subjects. Mixed territories, think annexed lands, are a nightmare, with rebellion brewing unless you squash it fast. Machiavelli's advice: know your game board. For hereditary types, maintain stability. For newbies, shock and awe. For mixed, blend locals with your loyalists. He cites the Romans, who mixed colonies into conquered lands to keep them tame. Today, it's like a family business heir playing it safe versus a startup founder going all in on disruption, or a manager merging teams by balancing old and new blood. Map your domain, tailor your moves, and rule like you were born for it. Section 3. Stay independent or die a puppet. Machiavelli drops a wild truth. Dependence is a death sentence. A prince who leans on foreign armies, rich backers, or bigger powers is just a puppet waiting to be cut loose. He slams Italian states that hired mercenaries or begged for allies, only to be betrayed when the deal soured. His hero, Ferdinand of Aragon, who funded his own wars, built his own armies, and never owed anyone a favor. Independence means owning your resources, troops, cash, or clout. But it's more. It's mental toughness, refusing to let others dictate your moves. Machiavelli tells of princes who lost because they trusted outsiders over their own gut. Today, it's like a tech mogul keeping core tech in-house, or a freelancer building a personal brand to avoid middlemen. Rely on yourself, forge your own path, or you're just renting someone else's throne. Section 4. Smother envy before it sparks rebellion. Here's a hot take. Envy is a silent killer of power. Machiavelli warns that a prince who flaunts wealth, success, or brilliance too much breeds jealousy among allies, subjects, or even friends, who then plot your downfall. He cites rulers who lost loyalty because their extravagance made others feel small. The fix: show restraint, share the glory, and make others feel part of your success. He points to Scipio Africanus, who downplayed his riches to keep his troops tight, or Roman consuls who shared triumphs with their soldiers. But don't overdo humility. Look strong, not weak. Today, it's like a CEO crediting their team for a big win, or a social media star shouting out fans to keep them loyal. Envy's a spark. Douse it with calculated modesty, or watch it burn your empire down. Section 5. Build a legacy that outlives you. Machiavelli's got a bombshell. A prince's true test is what lasts after they're gone. Short-term wins are cute, but a real ruler builds a system that endures. He admires the Romans, who crafted laws, armies, and institutions that kept their empire rocking for centuries. He contrasts them with flash-in-the-pan rulers who lived for glory and left chaos. The secret: think like an architect, strong foundations, clear rules, and a succession plan. Train loyal lieutenants, codify your vision, and prepare for the unexpected. Machiavelli cites Augustus, who turned Rome from a republic into an empire that outlived him. Today, it's like a founder embedding a company culture that survives their exit, or a leader mentoring a successor to carry the torch. Don't just rule for now. Build a machine that runs forever, or your name's just a footnote. Section 6. Break promises with surgical precision. Machiavelli throws a spicy curveball. Keep your word, but only when it serves power. Breaking promises can save your skin, but do it too often, and you're a snake no one trusts. He tells of Pope Alexander VI, who juggled alliances, made deals, and ditched them with pinpoint timing, always spinning it as necessity. The trick: break promises quietly, justify it with a noble excuse, and keep your rep intact. But honor your word when it builds loyalty. Consistency matters. Machiavelli warns of rulers who lied so much they became pariahs. Today, it's like a negotiator backing out of a bad contract but framing it as a strategic shift, or a manager promising raises only when they can deliver. Play the trust game, but know when to cut the cord. Your survival depends on it. Section 7. Spark all that makes them bow. Finally, Machiavelli's got a killer move. Inspire awe, not just fear or love. Awe comes from bold, jaw-dropping acts, epic victories, sweeping reforms, or displays of sheer strength that make people admire and obey without question. He praises Ferdinand of Aragon, who unified Spain with conquests and grand spectacles, making rivals tremble and subjects cheer. Awe isn't just showbiz. It's psychology, creating a myth that you're larger than life. Machiavelli tells of rulers who staged triumphs or built monuments to etch their names in history. Today, it's like a tech titan unveiling a game-changing product with fanfare, or a politician delivering a speech that rallies millions. Fear keeps them in line. Love makes them like you. Awe makes them worship you. Build your legend, and they'll follow without a fight. Conclusion: Machiavelli's The Prince is the ultimate cheat code for ruling with cunning, vision, and unbreakable will, and Part 5 just dropped the mic. From crushing flattery to mastering every kind of rule, staying independent, smothering envy, building an eternal legacy, breaking promises like a pro, and sparking awe, these lessons carve your path to power that lasts. Whether you're leading a startup, commanding a team, or outsmarting life's rivals, Machiavelli says, think big, stay untouchable, and write your own epic. This series has been a masterclass, but power's a lifelong game. What's your boldest move to rule like a prince? Drop it in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and join us next time for more of history's sharpest lessons. Stay ruthless, stay immortal.